before tuingie takeaways from the debate, na nitaingia kwake ndugu Gekara in a minute, in a moment nitaingia kwake Steve Gekara. But then nimeona wengine wakiniandikia ujumbe hapa. Mtazamaji, asante kwa kuwa pamoja nami. Moyo wangu Andrew Kibe. Sijui kama nitapata wimbo. Yes. Moyo wangu ninapoingia kwake Steve Gekara ili tuweze kujadili mambo namna gani. Saa 12:03 asubuhi leo East African Time. Marekani ya kati ni kusema kwamba ni saa 4:04 Marekani ya kati, lakini Eastern Standard Time ni saa 5:04. Hao ni wale ambao wako New Jersey, New York na Eastern Standard Time. Or in DFW area. Remember, we are live on Roku channel.
Yeye ndiye Bwana na ndiye mfalme, sifa na utukufu ni zako milele. Wewe milele, tukuzwe milele, sifa na utukufu ni zako milele. Wewe milele, tukuzwe milele, sifa na utukufu ni zako milele. Adui wangu wamenizingira, wanakibizana na nafsi yangu. Umeniahidi ushindi ni wangu, sifa na utukufu ni zako milele. Adui wangu wamenizingira, wanakibizana na nafsi yangu. Umeniahidi ushindi ni wangu, sifa na utukufu ni zako milele.
Naam, hapa endelea chini kwa chini ndugu Steve Gekara, sijui kama unanipata. Good morning, good evening, hello.
Good evening.
Habari ya leo bwana, umeadimika kweli?
Ya, niko salama, ninapoa tu, hapa niko nyumbani sasa.
Sasa talking about najua wakati mwingine unashindwa utaanza namna gani. Before tuzungumzie hayo ambayo nimekuuliza siku ya leo, unajua last week kulikuwa na watu ambao waliaga kupitia kwa uendeshaji reckless. Let me call it reckless driving because as a driver you see kuna mtu ambaye ana pikipiki. We don't advocate for that, but jamaa kuna pikipiki. Unaepa mtu wa pikipiki kisha unaingia ndani ya truck, alafu unaua watu wote kwa 14 people in wanaita Nissan matatu. Na hapo jana ile ajali ya Tharaka Nithi, nimekuwa nikiangalia ile ajali, kisha bibi ya yule jamaa alikuwa anasema kwamba bwanake alikuwa ashalalamika. He had complained of the braking system ya hiyo gari ilikuwa imeharibika. Yani ni kusema in plain terms kwamba gari alikuwa na brake. Kisha jamaa anatoka anabeba watu wote wanatumbukia ndani ya mto. I don't know what you can comment about our driving habits, especially during this festive seasons. Hizi za kura za festive season kama Christmas. I don't know what you can talk about it.
Yeah, first of all, I express my condolences to the families affected from these accidents. This first accident, Mulot accident, I think it's Mulot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one which involved this, the one you are talking about involved a matatu and trying to avoid running into a border, and then the vehicle ended up crashing into a lorry, and then he killed 13 people. So this was, we should say, a very sad day, because personally, I know someone from my region who died, Pamela Moranga, that lady I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
And she come from Nyamusi area. I think she's married in your region. And it was very painful to learn about this because the brother, Dr. Isaac Keengwe, is a very good friend of mine. He used to be in the UK, he's now back in Nairobi. So we even spoke, and I heard my views, and I sent my condolences to the family. Road accidents have become a big menace, especially right now. So many people are losing their lives, innocent people losing their lives on the roads. Not that our roads are bad, but some of these drivers are not both border and the vehicles, the normal regular vehicles. Some of them are not following traffic signs, or they overspeed, reckless driving. The vehicles are not serviced, especially like these buses. You find that the bus is transporting people from Nairobi to Homa Bay with the same driver, maybe two drivers. They leave Nairobi very early in the morning. They get to Homa Bay around 2, 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. And then the same bus has to go back to Nairobi with the same drivers. They just have like 2 hours to nap, and then they come back. People become tired. So sometimes some of these things happen. We should have better regulations in terms of how the transport system is managed in Kenya. Some of these business owners, bus owners, they should take responsibility. They should be held accountable for what they do, how they do their business, and how they manage their drivers is very important, because some of these people, their focus is to make money. They want to make money as fast as possible, as quickly as possible, and that is not good at the expense of killing people. So for this matter to, things happen, yes, accidents happen, but we can minimize them. So we also would like to ask border people to be a little bit careful when they get on the road. So when they are driving around, they should try to do their best and avoid causing such reckless accidents. Because, if you cut in front of a bus in high speed, the driver is going to maybe brake so fast, and things happen. The bus will lose control and they end up in a ditch or in the forest or in the bushes or in the trenches. And what happens is that people are going to be injured, or maybe people are going to die, like the bus yesterday or the other day. So now I think we should have the Ministry of concerned with the transportation in Kenya. They should enact laws and the regulations that must be strictly followed. We have traffic police, but over the years, traffic police are known to take bribes, and some of them they favor, some of them even own vehicles. I hear some of them own, like now they own a lot of border, and they own those border motorcycles. So there are a lot of things we need to address, and one of the most important things is to make sure that the drivers, any kind of driver in Kenya, they need to be advised, and they need to be reminded that when you get on the road, try to observe traffic lights, try to observe the rules that are written for them. And that is one thing that is very important. We should continue talking. We should continue the conversation to let people know that it's not that only your life that is in danger, but the lives of others. Because if you drive over speeding, you're going to cause a problem, not only to yourself, but to others. And there are so many people on the road. And we cannot stay in the without getting, mobility is very important in our country and anywhere else. So I think the most important thing right now is to let people know that accidents can be minimized, and reckless driving is not something that we should take for granted.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much, brother Steve Gikara. And now we want to move forward. We will talk about that. I think on Thursday night, we'll talk more about road safety and especially this moment, festive seasons when we lose our loved ones, and it's so tragic. By the way, Madam Pam tuliishi na yeye, we stayed together, we were very close neighbors. At times we could spend in our place, so she's just like a sis to my mom. So it's so tragic, and there will be a fancy drive today at Suneka grounds, and the body will be brought home on Thursday, and on Friday they will lay her to rest. We'll talk more about that. Now, let's talk about the debate. And I want to take you back to your words. Remember what you talked about, the Kisi and Nyamira debate. And today, I think what came out is that this lady, Okwara Matole, Yvonne, I think more people are talking about her. What do you think, or what have you heard about the debate? Was that the big takeaway today?
The presidential debate today was very interesting. It was very interesting because we expected all the presidential candidates to show up. Unfortunately, Raila did not show up. Likewise, what is his name? The other guy.
Wajakoya.
Wajakoya did not show. Professor Wajakoya did not show up. But I think starting with the David Wahiga. David Wahiga did very well. I think he presented his case very well. Surprisingly, he sounded on point. I think he presented very many things that are affecting our nation, and it turned out that this guy, I think he's a preacher, he's a pastor.
Yeah.
So it was. It ended up because he was alone. He took so long. He ended up preaching to us, and it was very entertaining. But I got to a point where I said, "Are we in church or where are we?" So I kind of got confused. But I think he presented his case, and that was good. It was a good show. He was very honest, and we learned a lot from him. I don't think he may win. But I think he presented some of the issues to the nation that we need to look at and we need to examine, and that is a good roadmap for us to really look through and see how we can improve our lives.
Yeah, Mwahure is a lawyer by profession and also an ordained minister of the gospel. But I want to say yes, according to most commentators today, is like he also did his part, and most people were able to take some good points from him. And they said actually, like some comments I was reading online, is that has it not been for Raila and Ruto, I think the Kenyans had another option. I don't know whether now they are closed out to that option, but that's some of the sentiments that I'm able to read online. So there are also some other issues that it came out plainly. But do you think, Brother Steve, do you think Kenyans took something that can change their mind on whom to vote for?
Yeah, today I will say maybe and maybe not. This Ruto did what he was supposed to do. Ruto has been talking in public for a long time. He has got a good command of both English and Kiswahili. He's an orator, I should say.
Yeah, he's a very good orator.
Yeah, he's an orator. So today, since Raila did not appear, Ruto got an opportunity. He got a lot of time actually to talk and present his platform and agenda. Unfortunately, today, I don't know what happened. He did not talk about the bottom-up economics. He did not mention the Asla narrative, something that resonates very well with the youth. And also, in the conclusion, I was expecting to go hard on Raila, and not on Raila, to go hard on the issues affecting Kenya. He should have spoken or put more emphasis on employment opportunities, job creation, food security, national security, government services, healthcare system, what he's going to do to improve education and agriculture. But he kept on going round and around, talking about Raila and that Raila feared him and all that to show up, and that was not good in the conclusion. He should have given concluding remarks that were designed to touch base on the issues that are affecting Wananchi right now. So that one, I say, is scored the low marks on that part. Also, when the show ended, I mean, when the debate ended, you remember when the debate started, he introduced his wife, Rachel, which was a good thing to do. He didn't mention all of his children, but he didn't have to. But when the debate ended, what he could have done is bring Rachel on stage and maybe with all his children. This is presidential, so that he sounds presidential. But he didn't do that. When he left the stage, you remember he was interviewed again at the backstage outside, and he continued attacking Raila and talking things, negative stuff about Raila, instead of focusing on his agenda, his vision. He could have really hit hard on their points. He could have taken that opportunity to say that the kind of changes he's going to bring, because he has been in government for many years. And, you know, he understands how things work, because, and today he had a huge audience, a national audience. He could have spoken more about the issues, some of the things he had maybe didn't have a chance to talk. Also, I give him credit for showing up. I gave him credit for answering question after question after question, because Ruto was not given even a chance to breathe. He was alone on stage, and I even reached a point I wanted to tell somebody, hey, can you give him a glass of water, you know? He spoke until I think it was getting, you know, kind of irritated, because the questions were coming up one after another. They really pounded him. Speaking of Yvonne Okwara is a very smart lady. She's a very fair journalist. She did her job, and she did her job. She did an excellent job. She did not leave any stone unturned. The follow-up questions were on point. So was Lati. So they were very fair. Anyone who is criticizing those journalists doesn't know how journalism works. They did their job. They were very fair. The only thing is, Ruto did not have a chance to breathe, because after talking, after presenting his case, they asked him follow-up questions. After he finished answering those questions, they moved to the next topic. And then questions come one after another. Also, you realize that the questions they asked Ruto today were not easy questions for an ordinary person. They asked him questions about these tribal clashes going on in Elgeyo Marakwet. I think he was prepared on that, but he, you know, he probably, you know, is more political and all that. He walked around it, around the fence about it. They asked him questions about government operations. You know, he's a deputy president. He tried to dodge around also to try to show the handshake and all that. The handshake is not the main problem in Kenya. The main problem in Kenya right now is corruption. Rampant corruption. Corruption has gone into our educational institutions.
Yes,
corruption is in the healthcare system, in our hospitals. Corruption is everywhere. So he did not talk about that.
Just to interject a little bit, you talked about Ruto answering all of the questions that he was asking, and yes, he did well. However, what do you think of were they too unfair to him, because most of the things were for his personality? Some other people are trying to argue that the issue of education and other pertinent issues were not raised. So did the journalists, did they fail to recognize the pertinent areas to tackle with Ruto?
They did an excellent job, as I said, and I'm going to stick with my words. Those journalists, they did not come there it was not a picnic. It was not a picnic. They had to ask hard questions. And if you're going to be a leader, if you're going to be the president of the Republic of Kenya, if you're going to be the minister of the Republic of Kenya, you must answer all the questions about your personal character, your integrity, your credibility. It was not personal. Mm-hmm. They asked him the right questions, and those questions should be asked anybody who hold any office. People want to trust somebody, to entrust somebody with the positions in the governance, but they want also to know that can we trust this person? So he answered the questions. Some of the questions may have sounded a little bit, close to the sleeve, but that is part of the game.
Talking about the journalists, what do you think about the skewed debate that they arranged? Like, you see, somebody does a poll, and that poll, I don't know how credible it is, and then they try to gauge and say, this one scored less than 5, this one scored this and this, so let's split these groups into 2. And these people were just 4. You have seen debates where we have 9, 8 people. Remember here, one of the largest economies, we had 8 people, but they were in one stage. So wanted that to be taken as a discrimination when you separate these 4? You are trying to say that this one is number 1 and 2, definitely, even before the elections, and you try to separate the other one. You say this definitely is going to be number 3 and 4. Isn't that a discrimination? And was it that fair? Was it fair for them to separate them that way? Instead, just like Wajakoya was asking, why could there be 4 of them on the same stage?
From my viewpoint,
mm-hmm.
I think it was very unfair.
Mm-hmm.
We are still developing. We learn from our mistakes. I think it was a mistake to separate even the vice president candidates, vice presidential candidates. They should have brought all of them together. It doesn't matter. Nobody knows who is going to win. Each and every candidate stand a chance. And I think it is very unfair for them. It was very unfair for them to separate them. And Professor Wajakoya was right. And he had a right to decline to show up because based on the notion that they were being separated. And that is not right. I think in the future, we need to bring all the candidates on the same stage. And then each and every candidate is asked the same question. And they answer the same question, and they are all asked the same questions so that the wananchi can decide. I think for now, I can give them the benefit of the doubt, but I think in the future we need to do better. We are still growing. There are so many things we learned from this presidential debate. There are so many things we learned from this vice president debate, mm-hmm. and we're going to do a good job in the future. But for today and for last week, I think it was very unfair. We shouldn't separate candidates. We should put them on the same stage.
Thank you, brother Steve. I'll come back to you. Friends, you are watching and listen to AGR live, and I want to remind you that we are live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We are also live on Roku channel, and this is what's going to happen whenever you want to download your Roku channel. And then from there, we're still talking about Kenya politics. So what are the takeaways from the debate? But before then, let me show you how we're gonna do it. When you press home, unaenda hapo juu inaandika hard channel. Hapo featured yakuna. So because there is no featured, you have to go back to add a new channel. Unaona hapo search channels. Alafu hapo when you are searching, unaandika unatafuta G mahali iko ndio hiyo AGR. Niandike ari huko kado kabisa R AGR. Hata kabla nitamatisha, unaona imeleta hapo AGR News TV, unaweka hivyo. Then when you click AGR News TV, you add the channel. Once you add that channel, click add channel. Adding AGR News TV kama channel ndio hiyo. Unaona sasa it has been added. So you go to channel, Unapofungua AGR unaona inakuletea hivyo, and that's what you are able to see immediately. Unakifungua hivyo, you press there and then una click hapo play. When you play, that's what comes. Oh, naona wimbo unaingia moja iko live. Now you will be watching AGR live on your Roku channel. And what does that mean? You don't have to log out. You don't have to wait yeti sasa watu wako live ama namna gani. It go live 24/7 and the channel doesn't go off. If we have an event in DFW and is gonna stream there, after that program immediately watangazaji wetu wako on the ground, they will still bring that event live. You don't have to switch channel or change anything. That is how good it is. And by the way, it is ni channel ya Mwafrika ya kwanza kuingia huko, na kwa hivyo we have over 33 million users per day. Over 33 million users per day in US households. Kwa hivyo hapo sijazungumzia Canada, sijazungumzia Mexico. One other thing ni kwamba wakati mwingine unajua unaulizwa wapi frequency. Let me tell you what it covers. Nikichukua kama frequency hapa Arlington, inachukua Arlington pekee. Na inapochukua Arlington pekee, that means mtu wako Minnesota aweze kunipata kule, mtu wako mwingine. Lakini sasa on Roku channel, everybody mwenye ako na TV, nimekuonyesha how you go through to add the Roku channel on your screen. That's how you add it, and from there you will be able to access our channel. Unaandika add channel, unatafuta huko, hakuna featured, you have to do featured kama unataka, lakini unaenda hapo, you search new channels, search, unaandika jina AGR. Ukiandika jina AGR News TV inakuja hapo. Lakini hata usipotamatisha, hata kabla hujamaliza, ukiandika AGR unaona hapo on your right inakuwa ni AGR News TV, ndio hiyo. Click there, then when you click inakwambia add channel, click add channel. When you add channel, then you are adding AGR News TV as your channel. From there, what you're gonna do is just click OK and go to channel. When you go to that channel, immediately inafungua AGR News TV. AGR TV inakuja kwa your home screen. Good news. Now when you click there inakwambia play. When you play, whenever you play, you are able to see what we do 24/7 on AGR. And stay tuned, share the good news. Tukutane. All right, asante sana. You know, that's what I was telling some other people. Mwingine ananiuliza mtangazaji, how do we get a free channel? Do we have to subscribe? Do we have to pay? Sasa zingine hayo ndio maswali wengine wananiuliza, na waambia no, AGR News TV is free, by the way. And for those who don't know, Roku makes it easy and affordable to watch your favorite TV, and there are devices that are at home. Wakati mwingine ukiambiwa, let me take for instance, unaambiwa Kenya uko na kitu kama sasa zingine kama DSTV, kuna free to air. Hizo modems unanunua. Let me get the right Signet. Kama watu wananunua hiyo decoder ya Signet, wanasema I want to watch some other channel kwa Signet. So it's just like that, except it's a device that you buy, na wakati mwingine it costs like $28 pekee. That's a lifetime. Unanunua mara moja. You don't have to pay for any subscription. You hook it to your TV if you have an old model. But 99% of the new models za TV ziko na Roku channel inbuilt. In fact, hata remote tunatumia ni ya Roku, and therefore it's a great. Kama nilikwambia, unajua wakati mwingine unasema kama sasa we are trying to watch a TV hapa, for instance in Nairobi. Ukifika Kangemi kwenda sehemu zingine, they have to get another license. That's why you hear channel moja na kuambia skiza radio ama watch on this channel, alafu unapopita their boundary unapata the same frequency, unapata channel nyingine imeingia kwa sababu another channel is licensed in a certain place. But this is more than that. And when we are talking about Roku, by the way, we are talking about US, we are talking about Canada, we are talking about Mexico. And what that means is that you'll be able to watch AGR on your local bigger screen in a very. Have you ever watched it, by the way, YouTube video on your smartphone or Netflix movie on your laptop? You need to streaming, and that's the same way video and audio or content inakuwa delivered over the internet wakati mwingine, because that's where we're heading, and it has become the popular way to watch TV. Saa zingine nowadays people don't even tune to a local channel, wanakwambia weka ABC, weka CNN, watu wanakwambia no, because people are on their gadgets. But whenever hata ukiingia kwa TV nowadays unaingia kwa YouTube, watu wana watch YouTube, so you don't need to now open YouTube or anywhere. You have our app installed on Roku, unatafuta AGR News vile nimekuambia, and then you'll be able to watch us. Even this discussion, even this program is live on Roku, na wala ambao wamepiga screenshot wananitumia, that's a great information. That's encouraging, yeah, because we want to watch what you want and the moment that you want to, so you don't have to wait for a download to finish. Wakati wengine wanasema hiyo video imenipita, want to download. No, you don't need to. Wengine wako na DVR decoders, though we'll be talking more about that, but get our channel on Roku TV, and that's a great step for AGR, and we glorify, we thank God for the steps that he has led out Antu. Mchungaji James Kuria ananiambia mtangazaji, we thank God for that. Thank you so much. Actually we will be having you soon on the same channel, so that we can encourage our people. Now we have more coverage. Hiyo ni kama frequency ya Africa moja na nusu, the whole of Africa, alafu moja na nusu, that ukiwa uko Somalia you are able to tune to AGR, ukiwa uko Botswana, anywhere. So that's what it means to have like two Africas. That's how big that thing is. Ndio maana tunakuambia don't steal. We must do something. Now coming back to Steve, thank you so much for holding on. We're talking about takeaways, and one of the things wakati mwingine if somebody wants to accuse you and you are not present, saa zingine inasemekana kana kwamba yale ambaye amesema ni kweli, because you are nowhere kujitetea. So can we say the same for those who missed the Right Honorable did not show up? However, he had indicated so it was in the surprise. Wajakoya had indicated so it was in the surprise. So, but then, how negative is that on their side, Brother Steve?
On my part, I don't see it as something that is positive for me to let someone. If I was advising, or I was someone who was advising some of the Ruto or advising the other guy, I could just say there is no need to mention even your opponent. I don't think it was fair for Ruto to go after Raila, because Raila did not show up because of reasons they gave, and but Ruto tried to make it sound like Raila is fearful, that Raila is someone who is a coward. Raila has never been a coward. Everybody knows. Raila has been fighting for democracy for many years. He's someone who is fearless. He's someone who is very honest. He's someone who is who take national issues very seriously. So I don't think it was fair for Ruto to attack him. And at the same time, even if he was not there to respond, that is part of the game. It's okay. If you talk negatively against me and I'm not there, that be it. It has no impact. Actually, to be honest with you, most of the people, as of now, as we speak, 13 days to the national election time, I think most of the people are decided. You are not going to change people's minds. And most people, as far as I know, have changed their minds. And let me give you another example. Before President, before Raila selected Martha Karua to become
the running
vice, the running mate, some people were just hovering around. But as soon as he selected the Martha Karua, that was a game changer because, as far as I know, and this is being honest, any woman and most people from Mount Kenya region, young women and relatively medium-aged ladies who are educated, I don't think they will not vote for Martha Karua. So there are people who are going to be on the other side. But when Martha Karua came into the picture, the first Kenyan woman to be a vice, that is a big deal. That is history. And I think that alone, most people may not agree with me, or some people may not agree with me, but that was a game changer in a way. Is she going to make Raila to win? That is another story. But as far as I know, it is not fair for anyone to attack someone who is not there to respond. I could have, I feel that the Ruto could have taken that opportunity to spend that extra time to present his case, to really hammer the points home, to drive the points home, to talk about his vision, to talk about his agenda, talk about the issues, present himself in such a way that he's the problem solver, and all those things. But he didn't do that. He wasted 2-3 minutes talking about Raila, and I don't think it has any impact.
So in future, now as you will almost winding up, in future, do you think presidential debates have an impact, or will have an impact in people's decisions?
Presidential debates are always very important, and it is always good for people who are vying for office to come up to the public domain and let people know what they are going to do for the community, for the nation, and how they're going to do it, so that they can present their case at the same time, give a roadmap. I think it is very important to do this. But for this case, like today and last week, for those who didn't show up, already they have done this in other, social media outlets, and people understand it's understandable. But I think it would be a very fair idea that kind of we make it like mandatory in a way, so that the people can really tell these two candidates. Like now, the main candidates we should say is Ruto. For the presidential race, we can say it's Ruto and Raila. They should come up on one stage so that people can have a better glance, and people can absorb the questions. So people can, people can view them well, and have that imagination, what they think, what they think out of the debate. So I think it is fair. It's fair to say that in future they should be. We should have a situation whereby all presidential candidates, they attend at least one presidential candidate that is held for all the candidates that are vying for the top seat.
One of the takeaways from the debate, before I even talk about that, it takes a lot of sacrifice for all the media. At times, media hatupendani sana, and when you see certain media house doing something, maybe your competitor doing something, wakati mwingine it doesn't sink in well with you. And therefore, once our media houses, through the Media Council, have come together, they have organized a debate, something that brings them together, and they have given advance notice for the contestants to attend, and then their deputies attend, and then the D-Day comes, and then the main people don't show up. I think it also sends a negative energy, a negative signal to the organizers, and therefore it doesn't really seem to be encouraging on the part of the organizers. However, if you remember, Donald Trump as well, he skipped the second debate, remember, that was 2016. And even though he skipped, he ended up winning. So can we say that it can as well play to an advantage of those who skipped because they had additional days or additional time to go look for voters, speak to them. And we as well say that it has also something positive to those who didn't attend. However, what does it show to those who organize it? And then are they belittled? Are they taken for granted? I don't know what else I can say about it, but what's your mind?
Not really. I think one thing I should say, I give credit to all the main media outlets in Kenya. They have come of age. They all the media outlets did a fantastic job, and it's good for them to work together as they did. And you can see each and every media organization, they are very good journalists, professionals, and it has shown Kenyans that we have grown, and that is very good for us. But as for these politicians and the presidential candidates, I think for Raila's situation, I can say it is not going to affect him so much because Raila is Baba. You know, Raila has been there for a long time, and this time it looks like most people will not agree, but it looks this way. In the past, we had the people say, "Oh, Raila won," and they didn't win. They say he won the election; it was stolen from him, minus the Kikuyu support. But this time, as you can see, he seems like he stands a very good chance, but you are not going to take Ruto for granted. Ruto is young, he's very dynamic, he's a very intelligent man, he's a very tough opponent. And the only thing I can tell my friends and everybody out there, go vote. You cannot win. Your candidate is not going to win unless you vote. We're going to have a fair election. We're going to have a peaceful national election. Go out and vote. And if you don't vote, your vote counts. That one vote, those two votes, those three votes can make a huge difference. But coming back to the media again, I think the best thing that we can do as a nation is to appreciate what the media is doing. Kenya is moving in the right direction, and the media has made our country look good, even in the West. We look very sharp. We have done our presidential and vice presidential debates in a very, very organized way. And that looked good. And it is a positive. We can take a lot of positives out of this, but I think there are more to learn, and there is room for growth and expansion. And I think in 2027, we're going to do better than we did, but I will give them an A. Maybe we will get an A plus next time. We did very well.
And finally, Steve, you know what it means in our language when we say njana kukweta veregati getondo when something happens, wanasema, I don't know how to put it, but you understand. You see, Kenya Power was trying to issue a statement, and one of the things that they say that today is that there was a loss of power supply this evening, during the debate, by the way. Around 8 to 12 p.m., they say they experienced a system disturbance at the Kisumu Muhoroni high voltage transmission power line that they tripped several power circuits and affected power generation from Muhoroni gas turbine station and Tarkwell hydropower station. And that shortfall caused power outages in parts of Western and South Nyanza Rift, North Rift, Central Rift, and Nairobi North. They also in the memo written that evening said that our system engineers immediately commenced the restoration works and normalized the power to all areas by 9:07. The company regret any inconvenience caused. So that is exactly after the debate. Once the debate began, the power outages started, and then after the debate, the power came back. So. as we are Kenyans, and we say that Kenya is also our business. I've seen so many tweets, so many people commenting about it. Others saying that one person who is an engineer has been arrested due to such and such. Some other things cannot be authenticated. But going to the circular, as per the circular that Kenya Power just brought out, what can you comment?
It's unfortunate that such things happen at the most crucial time. And me, I sell power in the US. I sell Zoom Energy.
Yeah.
I'm a consultant with Zoom Energy for many years. I was with the Stream Energy since 2012. Now I'm with the Zoom Energy. And why am I doing this? I do this because in the US, we have power deregulation in some states. Many states, we have power deregulation. I think it's high time in Kenya, our leaders, people like us, we can give views, and I'm going to do that. I will start doing that through the right channels. We need to encourage our people, our government, to look into this notion of power mobilization, so that, to remove monopoly. We should have power deregulation in Kenya, energy deregulation. We can't have Kenya Power running everything. We should have options so that we can have competition to avoid such things happening. Because like now, we can't have like the same water supply, water provider like we used to have. We should have like business. You can't have like only Kenya breweries making beer and beverage products and all that. When we have like a Keroch and the competitions, that is good for the economy. Power, energy in our country is a major problem. We need to deregulate the energy supply so that we can have better competition and we avoid all the problems associated with Kenya Power management and the administration. Maybe this was a kind of something happened. I don't know about that because I cannot verify, but I think it's unfortunate. It's not a good situation that all of a sudden on such an historical day, on such an important day, we have a power outage. And to avoid the people listening to the debate, to make other people don't follow up with what is happening, it is bad. And it is it's risky business because that endangers some areas, especially, in darkness. People cannot cook, people cannot do certain things because power is an essential commodity. It's a very important day-to-day service in different homes and, commercial buildings, hospitals. It is very important that we look into the energy supply. And I think the most important thing is that our government is working hard, and maybe in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we should have a competition in the power supply.
Maybe I think we'll also get time, look for some time so that we talk about energy, the regulation, and at the same time, you realize even during this summer period, we are being told that we turn our AC up to around 78. For a certain, let's say from maybe 2 to 5 around there, and we reduce the usage. Can it also be that there was a lot of consumption during those hours because everybody's glued to their screens and people are trying to watch and do something, but then again, as well as you said, we don't have much information regarding it, so we're gonna wait and see how it unfolds. However, thank you, Steve, for your insights, and it's always a pleasure to have you here. I heard Kenya Power saying that they are going to regulate and approve the solar installations in Kenya. Those who have solar, they have to approve that they are the right ones. Other people were, and again, they also say that they are going to provide the high-speed high-speed internet through their cables, and that is to say that they are going to provide fiber, and therefore one wonders if they are not able to provide the services that are needed for the power itself. So how will they be able to do the same? How will they be able to satisfy customer needs and the demand through the internet if they're not able to. So it's something that we're looking into, and we will be talking more about energy regulations and how we are going to help our people so that we can rescue them from those traps wamewekewa. You know, at times it pains when you want to do something, when you really are in the middle of something, and then power just disappears. And it so happens that people are tempted to think that this is a hand of a human being, that somebody has a hand in it. That's how it is. So at times that's why people are tempted to think that way. Maybe before I give you time to give you a final word this evening, this morning, let me go through a few comments in Naomi Onduani. Let me see, anasema ako Nairobi. Nairobi, asante sana kwa kutizama AGR. Domi Mogere anasema tuned na Jared Orure. Asante sana, nimekuona Dominic Moracha. Dominic Marube anasema tuko pamoja Isaboke. Thomas kutoka NHIF Upper Hill Community anasema yuko ndani kabisa kwa AGR Radio Show, na asante sana to have recognized as. Nimeona ukisema kwamba tuko pamoja. Asante sana. Josephat Mose, Atandi Nielsen wanasema tune in. Evans Mbaka sijui unapatikana wapi, anasema kutoka Doha, Qatar. Oh wow. Nasema natembea nikiwa Mariamu Muungano Christian Choir uende Elder Shiago family as they mourn the death of our hero. Evans Mbaka, DM hili ni tuongee and we can see watu Sheila Kemto kutoka Jogoo Road Makongeni, asante sana. Vile kutoka Nairobi West, mwenye Nsubati, asante sana. Geish, asante sana kutoka wapi? Kutoka kule Tumbe. Nasema tuned in, asante sana. Hizo ni baina ya jumbe ambazo nimepata asubuhi ya leo, and we were talking about the takeaways from the debate. And Steve, your last word to our viewers and listeners.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance to talk to our people and give my thoughts on the presidential debate. Now, I would like to say something very important in regards to the upcoming national election. I think the youths in Kenya should realize one thing: you have a future. You have your future is on your shoulders. Never be used by politicians to do shady stuff, throwing stones, attacking people, and causing any problems out there. Steve Gekara, the one who is talking to you this morning, was once a young boy. I followed what my parents told me: keep working hard, study, focus on school. I ended up going to Canada. My parents are just peasant farmers. They didn't have much, but they emphasized we work hard in school. So if I was able to go to Canada, how about you? I think some of these youths, they have got great potential to go far. And then when I went to Canada, I finished school. I'm now in the US. I'm working in Texas, where I'm with Omoradia Jeremiah Muntiri. We are neighbors, we are friends. So I'm just giving you an example, and I'm giving you courage so that you can also focus on your goals, on your vision. Don't be used. Don't be misled. If you work hard, if you keep your personality and your character, you'll go far. There is nobody who's going to stop you from going to Japan. Nobody's going to stop you going to Australia. Nobody's going to stop you going to Canada, the UK, or even China. Just focus, stay on your lane, and don't be used by anybody. Just on the August 8th, you go vote. Vote for the candidate you think is best for you, and is best for your locality, and is best for your nation, and is best for your constituency. And before I go, Moralia, I have an uncle who is an MP. Samuel Otararama in Nakuru Town. I'm going to be biased. This is huyu ni ndugu ya mama yangu, and I'm also trying to campaign for him. If you live in Nakuru Town West, remember Steve Gekara is related to Samuel Otararama. Vote for Arama. Ukiona Arama, weka alama. Thank you very much, Omuralia. I'm so happy and I'm so excited. We'll keep the conversation going. And thank you and good night.
Thank you, ndugu Steve Gekara kutoka Dallas Fort Worth area. And talking about voting on 9th of August, tutakuwa na kuna Wakenya ambao tumekuwa hapa wakati mwingine wanataka kwenda nyumbani na inakuwa shida kabisa. It's so hard for you to travel, especially during COVID season when you are wakati mwingine unaambiwa just go online and get an e-visa for you to travel. Na wakati mwingine unapoweka hiyo e-visa unapata watu wengine wamelala. It's not easy. And therefore this weekend our ambassador Lazarus Zamayo EBS will be here. Our ambassador to US will be visiting Dallas kuanzia tarehe 29 hadi tarehe 31. Let me put that on your screen so that you can see what I'm talking about and ujue yale ambayo wanaendelea kuzungumza. So atakuwa hapa na atakuja na viongozi wachache na vile vile kumbuka the local chambers of commerce na the Kenya community atakuwa hapa kuongea pamoja nao. Na nilisema kwamba one of the things tutafanya akifika hapa, one of the things atafanya tukifika hapa ni kwamba if you have a passport ile ambayo unataka kurenew, especially e-passport, this is your opportunity. Usije ukasema hukuambiwa. Nimekuambia this is your opportunity to do so kwa sababu siku ya Ijumaa atakuwa kule Neema Church Complex kuanzia saa 3 ya asubuhi hadi saa 11. The whole day they'll be there, consular services kule Arapaho Road 7815 Arapaho Road Dallas. Wengi tunajua Neema Church inapatikana wapi Neema. Na ikifika saa 12 jioni hadi saa 2 atakuwa na Kenya community katika town hall meeting. Tutakuwa nayo the same place in Neema Church. Na kisha on Saturday still the whole day atakuwa huko consular services itaendelea kule Neema Church Complex. Na ikitakapofika siku ya Jumapili watu wa Dallas Fort Worth wala wanasema unajua kule ni mbali hatuwezi kwenda, tutafanya namna gani? Kwa hivyo tutakuja hapa Dallas Fort Worth area, tutaingia kule All Nations. Kanisa la All Nations linapatikana hapa Roosevelt Drive. Ni watu tunajua kule Mayfield na Bowen. Tunajua hiyo kanisa is one of the oldest churches within. Kwa hivyo don't hesitate. Na kama unataka ujumbe zaidi, if you want to know more about that, unamjua Benson Kaswe, Jendewa, Rispa Ibrahim, unamjua Pastor Mwebi, Pastor Pio, Elder Sam Omulo, hao ni watu tunajua, na Bishop Kingori, tunawajua, tunawafahamu sana. Kwa hivyo reach either of those individuals nimewataja, ndipo you can get full information. By the way, I don't know which full information utapata except hiyo nimekuambia kwamba ukutane nao moja kwa moja so that you can do your renewal. Unajua hata kuna watoto ambao by the way wamezaliwa hapa, na watoto wakati mwingine hawana birth certificate because wamezaliwa hapa, lakini hao ni dual citizens kwa sababu sisi ndio wazazi wao, na because of that due to birth wanachukua hiyo tunaita dual citizenship. Kwa hivyo na wala ambao walipoteza dual citizenship kwa sababu ulitoka nje ya Kenya ukakuwa citizen wa nchi nyingine before the 2010 constitution. So this will be your opportunity. What will you do? You will be able to reclaim your dual citizenship and then upatiwe makaratasi yako so that ukienda Kenya usilipe hizo $50 unalipa ukinipata uninunulie chakula. Orino TDFW area, I'm happy that by the way, kabla nitoke kuna ujumbe ambao ningeacha au unaendelea kupita kwa screen yako kwamba Sister Line kutoka Colorado anasema kwamba in the Ruto debate Mr. Ruto dwelt more on what hasn't been done, kile ambacho hakijafanywa in the Rift Valley, how the government has been trying to hunt him and his people. For example, the security taken away, dams constructions failed, etc. And for me, that is not from Rift Valley. I'm not sure if this makes any difference. Na ile ya Gachagua anasema kwamba Gachagua showed a lot of arrogance. He was attacking the outgoing president and the first family. He started he stated that Kenyans do not have money in their pocket, but yet asked where campaign money comes, akasema kwamba Kenya kwanza inatoa pesa kwa from Kenyans. But Mother Karua stayed on point, focused, and did not engage in simple attacks, stating that what Azimio will do for Kenyans. Keep the conversation going. Remember, nimeweka, if you want to join our WhatsApp group, tuwe na heshima kabisa unapoingia kule, mambo ya mzaa hatuna. This is for updates and for discussions. So nimeweka link hapo. If you want to join us, continue joining us. The DFW area, by the way, leo nimeona watu wengi wameingia kwa Roku channel, and that's good for us. That's good for us. Nimekuwekea hapo, watangazaji wenzangu wataendelea kukuambia how you will get into Roku channel. We have over, for the first day, tumeingia huko, we have over 10,000 viewers kwa Roku channel. So we are doing good. We are doing good. Kama hujapata, share. It is good to have this view on a big screen. Wakati mwingine streaming to your big screen will be a great game changer. And nimekuambia kwamba this is like 2-3 Africa zimewekwa pamoja. That frequency is big. So make sure that you stay tuned, and I will see you mbali. Orino T nimekula dakika za mwingine, dakika 4 endelea kusikiza na kutakia AGR live. If you're watching us through Facebook live, wakati mwingine na katika, so bear with us. But if you want to continue watching on a continuous stream, log on to agrnews.co.ke and you will be able to follow us live 24/7 bila kukatika, bila kufanya chochote. Wakati mwingine unacheza wimbo, we see your request. Wakati mwingine you ask for a request, when we try to play for you your request, wakati mwingine unapata kwamba due to copyright issues Facebook labda wamezima ama wametoa. So that's why we are telling you that we are on a bigger platform. Just go to our agrnews.co.ke and click on watch live, and then you'll be able to get what we have prepared for you. Orino T does for our area. Up next will be Anza na Bwana na Mashukira.